Hey everyone, my name is Deb Hain with Cummings and Company Realtors. I've been a local expert in Central Maryland for over a decade, and today I have Jeremy Poling with NFM Lending, and he's here today to answer a few questions for me and give some tips to all you buyers out there who are deciding maybe to buy something in the future or thinking about waiting. So let's get into it.
Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, absolutely. So, there's a new loan program out that I'd like you to tell me a little bit more about. It's called the Renovation Rescue Loan.
Renovation Rescue. Yeah, it's absolutely, I think it's peril to have in the industry, right? When you think about how simple the loan program is and why there's not been something like that previously offered in the market.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm sure, in all of your years of experience, you have run into a few bad inspections or possibly appraisals that didn't go your way. And that's exactly what this program is designed to help buyers to overcome, right? If there are issues that are not necessarily terminal within, the negotiation process, things like gutters, flashing, possibly even kitchen counters, bathrooms, things of that nature. If something would fail last minute, what comes up at the last minute,
Hmm.
more than likely,
Oh yeah,
right? We can always
absolutely.
count on that.
Yep.
These programs are designed to make that process a little bit more streamlined and still get the buyer and sellers to the table.
Okay.
Simply put, right, they do need to have a contractor's quote in hand, which will show an itemized breakdown of exactly what is needed to rectify or to correct the issues that were found in either the appraisal or inspection, whatever that may be.
Okay.
Um, it is then submitted with the appraisal, which are the inspection reports that identified these problems. Our team will actually put together a process which will allow to get that contractor paid after closing, which will allow for those repairs to be done in a certain amount of time, allowing it to meet or exceed the expectations or conditions needed to satisfy those loan requirements. So it is kind of a rescue, right?
Yeah,
It is a
it's
lifesaver that's thrown
amazing.
out.
It's like
Yes.
why? I mean, I'm glad we have it now. It's really a nice option
Yeah,
to
yeah,
have.
I'm surprised it hasn't been in the marketplace as long as I've
Yeah.
been doing loans. But I think that each day we're looking at what the problems are, some of the hurdles that we may
Right.
face, not only on your side of being a realtor, but also our side of being lenders and
Yeah.
trying to help those buyers
All work
themselves.
together and get to the end goal, right?
Amen. It's hard enough out there right now, in the competition that
Oh, yeah.
to get under contract, and when you finally find the one that you love, you hate to lose it over something as simple as maybe a
Yeah.
$10,000 gutter repair or flashing repair.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for that information. The next thing I want to ask Jeremy,
Yeah.
and I'm sure a lot of you buyers out there are wondering, let's talk about interest rates. I know they shift, they go up and down all the time. Some people want to wait because of the high interest rate. Some people want to buy now, but let's give them some information on what the rates are doing now, and is it a good time to buy?
So the spring market is definitely here,
Hmm.
right? The rush is on. We've really seen some really good movement within, the last few weeks in the month of March, right? Beginning of April, we're really showing signs that we're headed in the positive direction, right? There are a couple of economic, data points that are out there that may throw us a little bit of a curveball, right? All of the political headlines reading about
Right.
the tariffs that have taken effect. But for the last probably 21 to 25 days, we've been on a very good decline, if you will, in regards to mortgage rates. Right, the 10-year Treasury bond has also retreated a little bit, which has given us some easement. Normally, we'll see the correlation between the stock market and the bond market, right? Whenever they're jumping out
We
of
got to get inflation down to what, under 3%. I think that's the,
they've
you know,
changed their mark a few times, right?
right.
The Fed this year has, earmarked a few specific dates that they want to have the inflationary numbers to hit those certain goals that they
Mhm.
will to before they will release the updates and where they're going with interest rate reductions.
Okay.
We're seeing this organically just based upon where we are with the market right now,
Right.
and some of the big movers in the market are going to be not only the GDP, right, the gross domestic product output,
Mhm.
um, completely tied to the tariffs that are here. Also, our numbers for our employment, non-farm payroll numbers have come in, just below where they were expected to be.
Mhm.
So it's really helped to fuel the fire, if you will, in these recent reductions of interest rates over the last few weeks.
Right. Yeah. So, interest rates were what, 7 something.
Oh, yeah.
What's the best rate you got somebody recently for all the buyers out there? This might really help them move.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
say, hey, let's do it.
for perspective, right?
Yeah.
If you look back in the last 12 months, we were talking almost 8%
Right.
a year ago.
Hmm.
Right? We have buyers that are just over 6% now.
It's amazing.
So, that's 200 basis points of movement in just 1 year. So you can see how
Then more
significant
buying power,
that's
right?
significant.
Absolutely.
Double-edged sword though, right? Because we have the spring market. So with the lower rates
Right.
brings out more buyers.
Right. And that's another reason, even if you're looking to buy next year, start looking in January and February because when spring's coming, you're going to have so much competition. There's a lot of pent up demand. And I mean, that's great advice, right?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
and if there's anything else you'd like to tell the buyers out there,
It's never too soon to start preparing yourself, right? Proper planning
right.
will give you much better execution. So
Right.
I always am a big proponent of starting now rather
Okay.
than later.
All right. Well, Jeremy, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Again, my name is Deb Hayne with Cummings and Company Realtors, and this is Jeremy Poling with NFM Lending. Our information will be below. If you have any questions, contact either of us. We'd love to help. Thanks. Bye bye.
Thank you.